Righto. If these many guys would have done that well, you would not have thought so. No, you would have said, no, they're probably going to have to get used to the conditions, but instead... Righto, it's been a while. We're back in the shed again now. Been a while since we've done anything. We haven't been able to do much since the Pro Alcohol Nationals in January. So we've had a bit of life stuff going on, and yeah, sort of had to focus on that. But we're back now. We're sort of getting ready to do a few more things. We missed out on Street Series and QDRC the last couple of weekends on the Big Black Betty here, but hopefully we're going to get back to it here shortly. We've got a couple of things going on. We've got Shrek half pulled apart. It's got the expensive Olin's forks on it, and it has decided it wants to eat the fork seals. So we don't have the special tool, the Olin's tool, to do that, and so we've got to pass that off to one of the fellas that we get to do a bit of our suspension work. So they'll be going off shortly, and then it's still not running right, it's still a bit lean. So we're going to take that down to Mark at Suncoast Powerhouse Dyno, and he's going to jump into the computer and have a bit of a gander for us and tell us what's going on. But that'll be coming up probably towards tax time, I'd say. And then hopefully towards the back end of the year we can get on the track with that big girl down at Lakeside or Morgan Park or somewhere. But yeah, so Black Betty's still sitting here, due for a wash. Been sitting in the shed for a bit too long. It has. We got the Z back together the other day, and she's looking good. Gave her a bit of a detail and clean up. So keen to get back out on that. And then yeah, so just doing a bit of tinkering, cleaning a few things up, making headway, just doing a few things, just getting everything back to a standard after not being able to touch anything for a little bit. So next port of call, wanted to do this for a little bit, but it's just a little bit time consuming. I'm gonna pull the 12 apart and go through and give it a deep clean. So take all the fairings off, degrease the motor, do everything like that. See if I can get the front wheel off so I can repolish that. I did the back wheel not that long ago, and someone's put a lot of time and effort into polishing this whole rear wheel, and they've done the same with the front, but it just needs a bit more of a cleanup. But because when I did the radial caliper conversion, the front stand that I have doesn't sit very well on there, so it's sort of hard to get the front wheel off. I've got to get another paddock stand, a head stem lift stand. But yeah, long story short, we've been off for a bit, but we're back now, and we'll jump in and we'll see if we can't make some more content for you guys. We've been doing a few little things. I've tried to post a few shorts and that, and on the Instagram, and bit of car stuff going on around town, bit of speedway, bit of rally. So yeah, we've still been around, just not in the racing capacity, unfortunately, but we're getting there. So let's tear into this 12. Right, we're back again. Day 2 on cleaning up the 12. We've got it pulled apart, as you can see, got all the fairings and stuff off it, just so I can get to all the nooks and crannies a bit easier. So pretty much the next step, because all the electrics are uncovered, I'm just gonna spray a bit of WD-40 on it, just something that's waterphobic and will repel the water from getting into all the little electrical circuits and plugs and all that sort of thing. You know, like the fuse boxes right up here on top of the tank. So just make sure all that stuff's not going to get no water in it, and yeah, we'll go from there. I've got a bit of heavy duty degreaser because most of it's painted, So like all the actual fuel tank and everything's painted. It's got stickers and stuff on it. The frame's painted, the cases and everything. And I don't want to mark the paint or do anything silly like that. That's why I didn't get acid cleaner. I'm just using Autobahn degreaser. So I've also, you can probably tell, the wall behind me is clear, and old Black Betty's parked up against the wall. I got distracted yesterday and ended up moving all of my toolbox and stuff to the other side. I think it makes it look a lot cleaner. Mind the dirtiness of the wall, I haven't got to that yet, but yeah, the old Black Betty looks pretty sweet, parked up on the wall there. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to hang some helmets up, maybe a few of these flags on this side, but yeah, we'll dig in, we'll spray some electrical stuff, and then we'll wheel him out, start cleaning him up. So yeah, just like I said, you can use anything. I just had a can of possum piss. You can use inox or lanox or anything that's hydrophobic, and that'll do the job. And it will, just to make sure that nothing gets compromised, or you don't start having weird issues. I might just spray a bit on the dash too, so I don't get any moisture in the dash. But yeah, so I'm just going around anything with like exposed wires like that, just giving it a little bit of coverage, just to make sure that it's not going to get messed up in the process. But yeah, pretty simple stuff. It is just old, especially on old bikes like this. You don't want to be dealing with electrical gremlins, especially ones that you cause yourself. That's no good. So done a bit of that. Now we'll wheel him out. We'll get a hose on it and start degreasing it. So doing it in sort of a two-stage deal. So obviously I've got the fairings and everything off it, but the fairings are still dirty. They're all hiding over the back there, but the fairings are all still dirty. So I'm gonna do this, degrease it and do this, and then put the fairings back on, give it a good wash, and then I'll probably end up giving it a polish as well on the paintwork, because it's not too bad. It's dirty obviously, but yeah, it's not horrible for a 26-year-old bike. It's just, I reckon I could get it a little bit better. But yeah, so we'll move him outside and get cracking on that. Righto, as you can see, big girl's back together. Just went and bathed everything, like you saw, with a bit of just workshop degreaser from Super Cheap or Autobahn or whichever auto parts store you like. The biggest thing with this thing is someone's had their hands on it, and like there's a bunch of mismatched bolts, and because it's so old, they've all got like rubber grommets, which is what I was trying to put in the fairing. They've all got rubber grommets that are corroded or broken or ripped, or they're just not there anymore. That's one of the biggest dramas that I'm having with this old girl is, just finding grommets that are broken or missing. So I've got a grommet kit on the way. I've actually got one on the way for the old Black Betty as well, so that I can replace a lot of them and have some spares. So I used a bit of basically, this is called Matte Max. It's just one of the ones that I found at the local bike shop. But basically, it's just a hydrophobic, dust phobic spray, so that everything, you know, the engine bay, all the hoses and wiring and everything, sprayed in a half decent coat of that, just so that the water stays off it and it doesn't keep getting dust and road grime and everything stuck to the actual engine that's hard to get to. I really don't feel like pulling all of this apart every time I want to clean it properly. So yeah, just a bit of hydrophobic. SC1 does the same job, but any hydrophobic, dust phobic spray is the ticket to keeping hard to reach places clean. So obviously I've got to put the seats and stuff on, and then I'm going to give it a proper wash, and then I'm going to see if I can polish it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, just because the paint's really old and I don't want to rub straight through the paint, take the paint off down to the primer and that. So might just have to deal with a ceramic coat or something of that description. But I got the back wheel all cleaned up. She's looking nice and shiny. I'm still working on... God, that looks good, doesn't it? I'm still working on the front wheel, just because I don't have a front stand because of the radial master cylinder conversion. I don't have a front stand that actually lets me take the front wheel off this bike, which is more frustrating. So Dad's got a head stem stand down there, so I'm just going to pinch that off him. And yeah, I'll give the whole front ender, because that's what the back wheel looked like. You can see it's really dull and got a bunch of crap on the chrome. So yeah, get that all cleaned up, and then hopefully won't be too much else to do. I'd still like to get a set of standard 12 mirrors rather than the ZX14 mirrors, just to period correct it a bit, and I have to get a rear hugger. So pretty much everything else I think is done, and then just a few little things like polishing the pillion pegs and the rear sets and stuff like that. Eventually I'm probably going to pull the cases and powder coat or 2-pack paint them, just to clean them up a little bit. But yeah, that's the big jigger. She's just about ready to go back on the road. It is, after a long time being parked up in the shed. I got the Z out here, took that to the shops this morning because I wanted to be cool. She's going good. Fresh fork seals in that, and I think that's all I've done to it. I had to fix a few little bolts and stuff that had broken on the front fairings. So, but pretty much, yeah, that's about all that's going on. We got a little bit of a wait before we can get back out with old Black Betty, and then yeah, old Treckles, who's just become a dumping ground for a bit. She's in the naughty corner. I'm pretty cranky with this thing, so it needs fork seals, but because it's got the Gucci Olin's forks on it, we don't have the right tool to get the cartridge out of the forks, so that's going to get sent to someone, and then that will be maybe a couple of months, I guess. It'll be heading down to Mark from Suncoast Powerhouse Dyno to get tuned, and hopefully we can figure out why it will not run properly. So I'm hoping the best thing that we can come up with is someone's had a power commander on it, which is just a piggyback ECU, and they've taken the power commander off, and now it's running like a dog's breakfast, and that's why they put the power commander on it. But Mark will tune it with a Woolwich for us, and she'll be right as rain. And then it's tyres away from going to the track. So hopefully sooner rather than later, but yeah, we've got a few other things going on at the moment. So we're doing our best, we're trying, but we're busy. So stick with us, and yeah, hopefully towards the end of the year, and then next year we'll be back on the content train, making some different stuff, making some new stuff. Hopefully going to get a dirt bike here shortly, so that we can film some adventures on the dirt bike, going and getting lost in the bush. And then, yeah, obviously, Trek's going to the track. And just our normal shenanigans. Might throw some car stuff in there, I don't know. But, yeah, don't know. We're just doing the thing as much as we can. And, yeah, that's about it. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, eh? Hooroo.